are listening to An Hour in BA's Head. Real people with real challenges, teaching us real lessons. And this is this week's guest. Hello. So we are here with Annie Gosselin. She's a manager and she's a mother. And how are you today?
I'm good. And you?
I am fabulous. Thank you for joining the show. She is the wife of Rocelyn Jean. Rocelyn Secours Jean. All right. So give us a brief overview of your background.
There's nothing really special. You know, I grew up in Montreal. Normal family. There's nothing really hotspot in my young life. Well, I don't say that I'm old, but you know, high school was a normal high school. There's not really highlights. I would say that the highlights start in my 20s, after high school, after everything, in the college.
What was so special about you know, you mentioned after school, after college, in your 20s. What was so special?
You know, all my teenage period, I was doing horse riding and competition. At my 20s, everything stopped, and I just started to like go out, have a normal life, and it started to crash, I would say. You know, having bad habits, going out, restaurants, and just having fun, but in a bad way, if I can say.
You mentioned bad habits.
Eating in restaurants, fast food, junk food, you know, big portion, you know, eating just for eating, not because you're hungry. I would say compensate food for something that I was missing in my life.
Would you say that you were an emotional eater?
Definitely.
Because, you know, I think I relate to your situation. Luckily for me, I train a lot, so, you know, I think it balances out. But I notice a lot of people, a lot of us, you know, when we feel stressed, we either, you know, there are some people who either are not going to eat at all, and they have the other extreme where we're gonna eat whatever we can lay our hands on.
Exactly. Even if I was happy, or if I was hungry, or if I was stressed, it was always a good reason to eat.
I totally relate to you.
And
all right.
like this today, it's just I eat healthier. You know, instead of eating chips, I eat celery. So that's the difference.
Was it during that period that you gained all your weight?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
The weight that we see in 2012 on the picture of your Facebook page?
Yeah. This is my highest point of getting weight. Yeah. That's the moment where I was like, okay, no, I have to do something. I have to do something with my body, with my life, because I was not able to do normal things that we do every day. Like just walking or just going on the stairs. Nothing was easy at that time.
You know, I'm really happy to have you on the show because I think you represent a lot of women, and that's really, really awesome. Thank you for your sharing. Can you tell us what was the weight that you weighed?
I'm 5'2", and my weight was 255 pounds.
And, you know, what was the psychological impact when you saw your body in the mirror and the look from others? You know, tell us one situation that affected you the most.
Well, the breaking point was to see myself in the picture that we see on the Facebook. That was one of the breaking points. And to see like my sisters and my mom and all the other women in my family in the picture, I was like, oh my God, I was so big, and I was I think it's the time that I really see it. Like, you're big, but when you see in a picture and you're like, oh my God, there's so a big difference between me and the others, that was bothering me a lot.
And how did you deal with it?
I would say hiding it under the carpet. Like, oh well, but that's me. It's okay. Since I'm a teenager, I was overweight, so it was kind of normal for me to see myself overweight.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I knew it was a problem, but I was used to, so it was like my comfy zone.
So you were used to it, and it was your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Okay, because as I listen to you, it seems that you grew up, you're a child, and you were horse riding. So you were in shape when you were in your early teens.
Yeah, I was. My parents always push us into sports. But when I turned 18 and I'm an adult, I can do what I want, so I just stopped everything. But I thank them today because it came back, and now I train a lot and I love sports, and I do the same for my son. So yeah.
Wow. So that's awesome, because I can just imagine the psychological struggle you must have had, because you were in sports and then all of a sudden you're overweight. You get a reality check, basically.
Yeah. At some point, I had some, I was looking at myself in the mirror when I was by myself and just, oh my God, I have to do something. But it's so hard. Like, it's easier to stay like this. It's easier to just continue on that road. And I was just dropping it and continue.
You mentioned that you were an emotional eater and that you were missing something. What were you missing?
I was missing confidence in myself. I'm a really competitive person, and I have a little brother. And in my head, it sounds really, really bad, but in my head, my parents was loving him more than me. And it was a struggle for me for a long time. So I think it's the starting of everything. Even when I understood that it was not the reality, it was so deep in myself, so deep into me, that I was like, okay, I understand, but I was continuing in that road of eating my emotion.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And did you make peace with that?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I love my little brother. I made peace with that, and I'm definitely okay with that since many years. But when you're kind of stuck in a routine, stuck in a bad habit, it's so hard to go out from your comfort zone to something that you don't know. That I at that time I prefer to stay in my comfort zone and just stay there. I'm good there. But one day I was like, okay, no, I have to do something. I have to just get up and do something.
Yeah, we totally hear you. We totally hear you. Thanks for sharing. So, okay, let's fast forward. What brought you to start training? Tell us, what was the breakthrough and a particular event in your life that sticks out in your mind?
Well, my health for sure, like I said earlier. And at that time, I've met Rocelyn. He was training kind of every day and really healthy guy. And he pushed me to do the same, to go train with him, to go walk with him, and that's where it started.
What did you mention that he pushed you? What did he do to push you?
Just to get up and to do something, just to get up and move my body. Like, okay, Annie, let's go. We go for a ride in bicycle, or we go for a walk, we go for a little running. He even paid my first year of training at the gym. So yeah, he was pushing me to just give me the confidence that I can do it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And when you started when you made the decision to lose weight, did you have a support system? I mean, obviously you had your partner, but did you have a support system from your friends and relatives?
Yes, my family, my mom, my sisters, they were kind of they were on the same, they wanted to lose weight too. So we were all together in this. It's just, I continued. It became a passion for me.
Awesome. It became a passion. Important, ladies and gentlemen. For all your listeners out there, passion. Super important. All right. So this is Frédéric Billet, and you are listening to An Hour in Billet's Head. Real people, real challenges, teaching us real lessons. And all our podcasts are archived on iTunes and frédéricbillet.com. And the reason we archive them is because repetition is how we learn. Today's subject, how I lost more than 100 pounds and kept it. And we are here with Annie Gosselin. She's a manager and she is a mother. How did your family deal with the fact that you were overweight? Did you feel that sometimes you get criticized, you get kind of pushed aside? Did you feel that they loved you anyway, regardless of your weight?
Yes, definitely. They never let me feel that they didn't like me because of my weight or anything like that. But, just on the side, like, Annie, maybe you should be careful in what you eat. Maybe you should, think to take care of yourself. But really, really, not too hard. But it was passing, and they were like, okay, maybe she's just fine like this. Not more than that.
Okay. And tell us, how did you lose the weight?
By training a lot. And I've changed completely my kitchen, the way I was eating. So that's basically the two things I've changed in my life.
Okay. Walk us through a typical day as you're losing the weight.
First, I've changed all my groceries. So morning it was oatmeal, and then going to work, and then after work, even if I was tired or whatever reason, I went to the gym before or after work, and then cook for all the week.
You would cook for the whole week?
Oh yeah, I cook for the whole week, and then put in a Tupperware in the fridge. So you don't have excuses. You cannot have excuses in that way, because everything is ready. Oh no, I'm too tired to cook because I just finished work and gym. No, it's ready. It's ready for you in the fridge.
Awesome. Okay, so you mentioned that you woke up in the morning, you ate oatmeal, and then you went to work. For our listeners out there, you're a 9 to 5. You have a work from 9 to 5, right?
No, not really. I don't have a typical schedule. So sometimes I work 9 to 5. Sometimes it's 12 to 9. So it's not a typical.
Okay. Okay, but you work 8 or 9 hours a day.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was my point, because for everybody listening out there, sometimes we often give this excuse that we don't have the time to train. Did you have your child during that time?
At that time, no.
All right, so you went to work, and then obviously you went to the gym, and as you mentioned, you were tired. How much time did you spend in the gym?
At that time,
after work,
I would say 3 or 4 times a week.
For how long?
2 hours.
2 hours every time?
Almost, yeah.
Okay. And what was the workout looking like? What did the workout look like?
It was an hour of cardio, and then maybe 45 minutes of muscular training, and then maybe a 15 minutes of 10 to 15 minutes to stretch.
Wow. Okay, for you. So awesome. So you really, I mean, you really went for it. That's really congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations. That requires a lot of discipline.
Yeah, definitely. Because when you mentioned the time, there's a 24 hours in a day, and you're the person who has to choose if you wanna go to the gym, or if you wanna go in a bar, if you wanna go to the gym, or if you wanna watch TV. So you are the one who makes your schedule.
Yep, definitely. And how long did it take before you began to see results?
It was really fast. At the beginning, you lose weight really fast because you have so much to lose. I would say maybe 3 months after I started to train, I've started to look to see a difference.
And I mean, how did you feel when you start to lose weight, and you begin to see results for whatever you're doing in life, whether it's lose weight, start a business, or whatever? How did you feel when you start to see the results?
Happy, and it brought a lot of confidence because I was like, oh my god, I can do it. Like you see in a TV like Biggest Losers or stuff like this, and you're like, oh yeah, it's so far from me, but no, hey, I can do it. So it's really really empowering.
And do you agree with me that when you begin to see positive results this way, it just motivates you to just keep going? It's like a wheel. At first, it's a little bit hard to get started, but once you get started and the results come, the wheel turns easier and easier.
I totally agree. I mean, today, if I don't go to the gym for 2 days, I don't feel good. It's like, I'm sorry for the word, but it's kind of like it's like a drug, I just need it. Mentally, I just need it. And that's the feeling at the beginning. Maybe it took 1 or 2 months before I started to feel this, and I was like, oh my god, I do need it. I do need to go to the gym.
Wow. Yeah, I totally, and I'm sure our listeners are hearing you. So for all the women out there, what were the mental qualities required to succeed like you did?
First, you have to want this really, really a lot. And I would say discipline, consistency. But at first, you have to do it for yourself. If you do it for someone else, you won't succeed.
Oof, that's important.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's. And how do you relate discipline and how do you apply those into your everyday life? Where do you apply them?
Consistency and discipline. I don't think I would be able to go drop the kid at the daycare, go to work, pick up the kid, go to gym, come back home, eat, and so it's like a wheel. So if you stop the wheel, if I stop having consistency, everything will stop.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, that's awesome. And what's the main thing that you learned from this experience?
That I have this strength in myself, that I wasn't see when I was younger, when I was on overweight.
Okay, can you repeat this? You have the strength.
Yeah, I have this strength. It's really really powerful. It was kind of hiding in myself, and I just found it, and that's what helped me in my life. When you have a rough time, what it is in your life, I remember that I have this strength and that I can use it.
And because I've trained a lot of people, and in my personal experience, a lot of people say, "Yeah, I'm gonna lose the weight, but I'm gonna gain it back." You know what I mean? Like they have a hard time keeping the weight off, and it's one thing to lose the weight; it's another thing to keep it off.
I
How do you keep it off?
Yeah, well, the easy step is to lose it. The hardest step is to keep it. Because I will be really honest with you, I've gained some weight last year. I've gained 10 pounds, and I was like, oh my god, I have to. No, 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 no. I don't go on that road again. So I've just like shaken myself and okay, let's go. Like it's not an easy thing. Um, but once you've lost this weight, for anybody who lost weight, when you see yourself in the mirror and oh my god, I've gained weight, it's the bell. And oh my god, I have to just go back on the road that I was.
And because you had the child, right?
Yeah.
And what was your routine when you had your child? I mean, obviously, any woman gains weight when she gives birth. How did you deal with it? Because now
I was training when I was even when I was pregnant, so it helped a lot. And
the same kind of training that you did at first.
No, it's a different kind, for sure. But a lot of cardio, some muscular one, the abs, because when you give birth, you need abs, and yeah, so that helped me to continue on a healthy way. So when I gave birth, it was easier for me to go back at the gym and to go back on where I was before being pregnant, to lose my weight from pregnancy and then continue to lose weight.
Yeah, because the body remembers
Exactly
what you did before.
Yeah.
Right. And also, you already had the habit of going to the gym.
Yeah, exactly. So I just didn't want to lose it.
And you mentioned that you did exercises for the waist, for the stomach, because when you give birth, can you give us one or two exercises that you did?
Yeah, my doctor gave me some exercise with the big balloon that you use to train. So you just sit on it and you bouncing with your abs. So you just sit on.
Is that like a crunch? A sit up?
No. You just sit. You sit like you sit on a chair, but on a balloon, and you're just bouncing.
Really?
Yeah, and it's your abs that make you bounce. Like, I don't know if you can picture it, because when you're pregnant, you're not really able to do crunch, and it's not really recommended.
Oh, that's really, really interesting. All right, so let me tell you, with your life experience so far, and for those at home who don't necessarily train but who listen to this show, let's say that your son is asking you, what's the number one life lesson you learned, Mom? What would it be?
When you want something, when you want to get results, stay focused, even if it's hard. Just stay focused, and you'll get it. I think that's what I've learned the most.
Okay. And a similar question, if your son was going to come to you and you would see, the same kind of confidence issues that you had, and you see him gain weight, what would you tell him?
I would want to know what the started point of that. And I would, I don't want to force him. I don't want to push him if he doesn't want to. But I would definitely talk with him and try to know why he's getting weight. And at that point, asking him if he's comfortable being at getting weight. And I wish the answer would be no. and then go train with him, or just, you know, yeah, just do sport with him, being with
Okay.
him. Yeah. But
Basically, you would
I
accompany
would
him.
never let him in this situation.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Hey, would you agree that, you know, people who gain weight, like, you know, we look at people oftentimes, we say that, oh, I'm just big bones, or I'm just that's the way, that's my genetic, you know, they say it's your genes that are like this, the reason why they gain weight. Would you agree with me that it's more psychological than even physical?
Definitely, and I think it's that's why people wait so long before doing something.
Hey, thank you so much for this interview. So this is Frédéric Billet, and you are listening to Empowering BA's Head, real people with real challenges, teaching us real lessons. All our podcasts are archived on iTunes at frédéricbillet.com. And the reason we archive them is because repetition is how we learn. So today's subject was how I lost more than 100 pounds and kept it. And we are here with Annie Gosselin. She's a manager and a mother. Hey, where can we find you?
I have my personal Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter.
Okay, and do you want people to, can people reach you there, or if they want to ask you questions, or?
Sure, I would be, if I can help only one person, I would be really happy. So if they have questions for me, I'm there for them.
Okay, so you're Annie Gosselin?
Yeah, just Annie Gosselin on Facebook.
And how do you spell it? ANNIE space GOSSELIN.
Exactly.
Right? Montreal, Canada.
Yeah.
Hey, Annie. So thank you very much. That was awesome. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for your honesty. And just thank you for sharing
Thank you.
Your experience. All right. Have a good day. Okay. Wasn't it a fascinating interview? I just love people who speak from the heart. And Annie did just that. Thank you again, Annie. For all the listeners out there, reach her on her Facebook profile. All right. Let's jump to our second part of this podcast with her trainer. He is the 2014 INBF Eastern Bodybuilding Champ. He is a private trainer, and he is also her husband. So without further ado, let's go right now to the interview. Hello. We are here with Rocelyn Secours Jean. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. Awesome. So, Rocelyn, I give our listeners a little bit an idea of your of who you are actually, and so give us an idea about your background. Where were you born? And give us a brief overview.
I born in Haiti. I'm in Canada in 2008.
Okay.
I have I'm a chemistry bachelor degree.
Okay.
And a personal trainer certification.
Okay, cool. And at what age did you start training?
70 years ago. 70 years ago.
17 years ago. And so you were still in your teens back then?
Yes.
And did you have any idols, like influences in the world of bodybuilding? Were you fascinated by this world, or by one competitor in particular?
I like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kai Green, and Phil 8.
Okay.
And else.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, a lot of people love Arnold Schwarzenegger. What did you like most about these guys?
The mental power.
Oh, their mental power. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So what brought you to start training? Tell us a particular event in your life that sticks out in your mind.
Passion.
What did it do to you? I mean, what was the breakthrough that, you decided to say, you know what, I'm going to start training the way you started to train, because you're a high level competitor. And I mean, if you go on his website, if you're on his Facebook, you're going to see his pictures. You're very, very, you're more in shape than the average person, right? I mean, what was the breakthrough to say, you know what, you're going to dedicate your life to this?
The birth of my sons.
Okay, interesting. So you were in many bodybuilding competitions.
Yes, I began, my first competition was INBF at
Okay.
fitness model category.
Mm-hmm.
And after I did IDF Muscle Mania in the same years at men physique division. I run first place for INBF and second place for Muscle Mania Canada men physique division.
Okay.
And the next years I run the second place on bodybuilding division lightweight.
Wow. And tell us a situation that was the hardest to overcome while in these competitions, in one of these competitions.
The posing session.
The posing?
Yeah.
Okay. What was so hard about it?
The posing session is not is an artistic side of the show.
Oh, is the artistic side of the show. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And I'm curious, how do you prepare for this? Do you prepare for, because bodybuilding, we often don't think about this artistic side. We only see people with muscles on and
I had a posing session, a choreography session,
okay. And how many times a week did you do it?
2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, okay. And wow, that's awesome. And so you would say this is the hardest thing to really train for, to overcome during competitions?
Yeah, because it's not really natural for me. Training and healthy nutrition, it's my passion,
Mm-hmm.
but it's easy for me. It's easier for me. But the artistic side, like posing show, is it's more difficult for me.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. How do you? I mean, mentally speaking, how did you master it? I mean, what kind of qualities does it require to master this side of your bodybuilding career? The artistic side. What kind of mental discipline does it require?
Usually, I said the mind is our only limit.
Mm-hmm.
But I prepare my mind and I do it.
And because we all have, like, I love my job. I love everything I do about my job. And you're a little bit like me. I mean, I understand you have passion and all that. And for our listeners out there, we all have things aside to our jobs that we don't like. And I think that's important what you just said. Okay, can you repeat it for us, please? You said the mind.
Our mind is our only limit to greatness.
That's awesome. Really good. And all right, and what would you consider to be your greatest triumph?
To be at the same time a father, a good trainer, and a passion fitness competition. It's not easy to do those at the same time.
Okay, interesting. What qualities does it require? Because you're a father and you're a trainer. You have to take care of a baby. You have to, you have a responsibility. And I understand that time management is very, it can be hard and it requires a lot of discipline. What qualities does it require?
My wife always said I'm a good wife, but
but that's true. That's true.
I think we must use the 24 hours and you have in a day. No place for laziness.
Awesome. I agree. All right, so you've won the first place at the 2014 INBF Eastern Bodybuilding Competition last year.
Yeah.
Walk us through a typical day as you prepare for the competition.
The day of you talk about the day of the show.
Yeah, the day of the show. Walk us through that day.
The day of the show is it's not a difficult day. It's a great day. In the morning we have we fill of sugar, of simple sugar and complex sugar before the weight checking. Make sure you don't drink water this day, cause you want to be really dry.
Okay, so you wake up in the morning, you do your refill of sugar. You don't drink. Usually, the competition takes place at what time during that day?
At the 5 p.m. usually. And the breakfast is at the 7 a.m. 8 a.m.
And do you eat after breakfast until the competition?
Yes, simple sugar and some complex sugar. One meals of protein, but you don't want to drink water.
Okay, so you can stay dry. Yeah, okay, I get it. Walk us through a typical day as you prepare for the competition.
At the morning, at 6 o'clock, at 6 a.m. First breakfast, oatmeal, protein isolate, or white eggs. Make sure we have 6 meals a day. 1 hour of cardio times, 45 hours for strength, muscular development, 20 minutes for metabolic training, 4 or 5 liters of water. Make sure I'm a trainer, but I have 6 or 7 clients this day also.
Wow. So that requires a lot of discipline. And at what time do you go to sleep at night?
8 p.m. because I have to wake up at 6 a.m. for my first client at 6 p.m. at 6 a.m.
All right, so this is Frédéric Billet, and you are listening to An Hour in Billet's Head. Real people, real challenges, real lessons, and all our podcasts are archived on iTunes and FrédéricBillet.com. And the reason we archive them is because repetition is how we learn. And we are here with 2014 INBF Eastern Bodybuilding Champion and private trainer, Rocelyn Secours Jean. Many are trying to lose weight. What are the major differences in the attitude of someone who succeeds and someone who fails?
A successful guys fails more times than a first guys try. We don't have to be afraid to fail. We must try it. We must have discipline and use your 24 hours a day. Sleep, training, mental strength.
Mental strength?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're like, as a private trainer, what would be the 3 main recommendations if you would meet a person, a woman, or a man who comes to you and says, I want to lose weight?
The big secret is in the kitchen. The second secret is metabolic training. And the third, consistency.
Consistency?
Yes.
How many times a week?
3-4 times a week is basically.
Okay. Can you give us an example of what is metabolic training?
Burpees, power pushing.
So basically, you're mixing cardio and strength training.
Yes, we're mixing intensity cardio and strength training. Yes.
Okay, so and on the opposite side, you have a lot of men who are trying to gain weight. What attitude is required to achieve that goal?
The first, you must do high calories and strength training.
What are high calories?
Basically, if a person have basically calories 2,000, and you must to put 115 over your basically calorie to gain weight.
Oh, okay. So let's say you eat 3,000 calories a day. You recommend that to gain weight we have to add at least 400 calories?
Yes.
You mentioned you need strength training. Give us an idea of what strength training is.
To grow your muscle, do it beyond the limit. Perfect training, continue until it fails. Until you don't have one more strength to continue the exercise.
Okay, so basically train until you drop.
Yeah.
Let's go back to losing weight. You mentioned the first thing to lose weight for all the women out there, all the women listeners out there, is in the kitchen. Elaborate that for us, please.
Basically, to lose weight, you must do low calories, eat with
simple sugar. You must to cook. Restaurant, it's bad for lose weight because you have many fat and many simple sugar and you don't know it.
What are simple sugars?
Like maple syrup, fruits, some juice, concentrate juice. The complex sugar is basmati rice, white cake, quinoa. That's a complex sugar.
Okay. Are complex sugars like whole bread?
Yeah.
You have a great life experience. I mean, you won a lot of competitions. And for those at home who don't necessarily train but who listen to this show, what is the number one lesson you learned?
To be consistent, mental strength. First is not really bad. First is a lesson for the next success.
Failing is not really bad. It's the lesson for the next success.
Yeah.
All right. You mentioned mental strength. What do you do for mental strength?
Focus. I do one and two meditation session a week.
Wow. So you do one or two meditations sessions
a week to center yourself, for yourself and visualization. The next exercise for planification and others.
So you said focus, meditation, and you visualize and you plan for your success, right?
Yeah.
All right. So where can we find you?
I have a Facebook page, Rocelyn S Fitness page, and a Pure Physique website.
Okay, Pure Physique website.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess that's it for today, Rocelyn, and I just want to thank you for your insight. Thank you for showing up for this conversation, and good luck in the future.
That's a pleasure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all for today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found it helpful. If you want to listen to more episodes, you can visit frédéricbaye.com/podcast. If you'd like to connect, you can also tweet me @byfred, or you can find me on Facebook @FrédéricBaye_writer. And remember, live with purpose, passion, and love. See you next week.